Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. This webinar is titled Enterprise Mobility is Evolving, So Are Your Options? My name is Dean Jackson. I'm part of Zebra Technology. I'm part of the global center at Zebra, where we manage our relationship with SAP. This webinar is primarily on SAP as well. So welcome to the webinar, and I will proceed to introduce our partners here. On the line today is Martin Berenger, CEO of Neptune Software, as well as Steve Hoffman, VP of Channels, and Mauricio Grassi, who is the Director of Sales at Mygo Consulting. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so before I dive into the webinar, let me give you a high-level view of how we came together. Zebra researched the needs and the effects that mobility had on our SAP customers across industry vertical. And what we found is that there needed to be a better way to help our SAP customers aligned. And when we look at the silos between us and our business partners, what we found is that the technology was ready. Mobility was there, cloud was there, SAP integration was there, the certification with the application was there with regards to SAP, the APIs and the infrastructure was there as well. But there was no one entity delivering that total solution. And we found that if we came together and provide that to our customers, then we would become that foundation of your digital transformation. So this discussion today is really to discuss that, and we're here to help you through this journey, to help you monetize your data and to have you rethink your business in a digital way. Okay, so let's dive into the history of Zebra's innovation. Zebra builds tracking technology and solutions that generate actionable information and insights, giving customers unprecedented visibility into their business by giving physical things a digital voice, converting the physical to the digital. And we have an extensive portfolio that gives real-time visibility into everything from products, physical assets, to people, providing very precise operational data, not only on where things are, but what conditions they're in. And this allows business leaders to really use data to make better business choices, to be more informed, to respond in real time, and ultimately help businesses understand how they work and how they can work better. And if you see this slide here, I mean, we've had an extensive relationship with SAP. We signed our first agreement with SAP back in 1998, where we embedded ZPL in the SAP kernel. So if you bought SAP, Zebra came with it. We continue to develop and foster our relationship with SAP as well. What I'd like to do is pass this over to Steve, where he will introduce Neptune Software. Steve, you want to take it away?
Thank you very much, Dean, and welcome everyone. Good morning. My name is Steve Hoffman with Neptune Software. I want to just give you a little bit of an overview about Neptune. Neptune Software is a rapid application development platform, and we're an ABAP add-on that provides for the acceleration of your SAP Fiori application development. The Neptune platform provides 80% faster app development versus traditional Fiori app development, and on average about 63% reduction in total cost of ownership. And we also utilize existing SAP roles and authorizations in our drag and drop menu-driven solution. Neptune applications are intuitive and require little or no training. Today we have about 1,300,000 licensed users globally, spanning 330 customers located in 35 different countries. All Neptune applications are SAP certified, and the key point is they're all forward and backward compatible, everything from NetWeaver 7.x all the way up to S/4HANA. There's no change in the user experience, just the back-end migration. Our go-to-market strategy is to work through high-quality partnerships like Zebra purpose-built devices and Mygo Consulting excellent professional services delivery capabilities. I'm going to hand it off to Mauricio so he can give you some insight about Mygo Consulting.
Thank you very much, Steve. Mygo is an SAP partner company that offers end-to-end SAP services. So traditionally, This covers consulting services like implementations, upgrades, enhancements, customizations, and usually it's on ECC systems. Although we have gotten a lot of experience recently on HANA as well as S/4HANA. In the past year and a half, we've been very heavily involved in mobile development through our partnership with Zebra and Neptune, which has allowed us the opportunity to develop over 100 applications in the past 18 months.
Thank you, Mauricio. So, Steve, you've been in this industry for many years, I think 25 plus years,
Yep.
right? So, why don't you walk us through the chronology of mobility and what you've seen where customers are going as it relates to mobile?
Thanks, Dean. It's a pretty interesting topic when you look at it over the past 25 years to what's happened. You know, in the early days of mobility, there were few technologies from a hardware and application software choices, and the user interface was honestly not that good. It was all that was available and companies worked with it. Today, when companies are making their blueprinting decisions as they migrate from SAP ECC all the way to S/4HANA, there's multiple mobile application choices, and they don't know which one to choose. You know, today the industry-leading companies are focused on their corporate mobile applications, meeting their objectives directly related to a variety of areas. You know, first of all, they want their users to have an exceptional user experience, intuitive applications that require minimal training, fast response, few screens, little or no key entry, scan, scan, scan. Then they want to significantly enhance the employee's productivity to allow the user to enjoy their jobs and recognize the productivity gains through the great applications. They want security, the mobile transactions starting with the user login all the way to the data stored on the mobile device online or offline. They want fast and efficient rollouts with quick return on investment. You know, multiple locations across the United States initially, and then they usually roll out globally, and that's a direct result of easy implementations, little or no training, and multiple language capabilities. They also, in addition, want a scalable IT infrastructure for mobile apps across their enterprise. And, you know, a term that's used quite a bit is ubiquitous connectivity, mobile apps that connect to any data source, and it's efficient and scalable. They always take into consideration governance and control management, no compromises. Business wants robust applications quickly and securely rolled out. And in the end, they want it to be an agile, rapid application development platform that meets their enterprise SLAs with exceptional development and quick change capabilities. Dean, I'm going to hand it over to you to talk about side-by-side comparisons.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, side-by-side comparison. You know, if you're an SAP customer, you're probably using one of these tools to enable mobility within your enterprise. SAPConsole, TechConsole, or SAPConsole ITS Mobile, as well as SAP Fiori. And what I did here is I just took the liberty of putting in the release dates of when these tools were released, so that you can really have some clarity on where you need to go based on how old these solutions are. So SAPConsole released in 1999. ITS Mobile was released in 2007, and of course SAP announced Fiori in 2013. Fiori is not really an application, but it's a methodology of how you should deploy mobile solutions, right? It's really how mobile solutions now are making use of the actual operating system, making use of ABAP and HTML5 and Java to give that user a better experience. So as you go through that journey, and you can read down the list here where I talk about maturity, device compatibility, your UI and ease of use and performance. This is for you to understand, but also think about the migration path. You know, how do you migrate from Windows CE to Android or Windows CE to a Windows 10 experience? What's that recommendation that we can give to you migrating from A to Z? And then how can you be ready for the future in terms of application longevity and intuitiveness of that application? How can you work in an offline mode and an online mode? And what are those capabilities? Because they're there are warehouses or distribution center or manufacturing facility that have really spotty RF coverage as well too. And then how can you connect additional users that are disconnected from the enterprise, that are at the edge? How can you reconnect them back to the enterprise? And then what are the modern devices and accessories that you would need to connect these disconnected users, right? Multi-charging cradles, single sign-on, rugged devices, semi-rugged devices, hot swappable batteries, etc. And then, the security of the application, the integration of the application into SAP in terms of the SAP landscape, and then device management, and overall, your ROI and your cost to value. So these are some of the things when you start doing your side-by-side comparison and you start migrating or looking at blueprint to move to either, if you're moving from SAP console or SAP console to ITS Mobile or directly into SAP Fiori, then there are some things to consider. And these things we can help you with as your trusted advisors. So when you're getting ready for Fiori, and you look at the three areas, right? And you could fit in any one of these three buckets based on where you are. SAP Console runs on Windows Mobile, Windows CE, Windows 6.5. Tech Console runs on Windows CE, Windows 6.5, but there's also clients that are out there for Android. And then ITS Mobile can run on CE, Windows 10, and Android as well too. But if you look at where you are now, if you're a CE user running CE or 6.5 Windows, you need to be aware that these operating systems will end of life by 2020. So you have 2 years to plan, 2 years to decide on how and when you can migrate to Android. And think of it as, I always use the analogy of Windows XP as an operating system moving to Windows 10 per se, right? That's just the operating system. But also think of the additional layer on top of the operating system, which is the application, right? Office XP moving to Office 365 on top of Windows 10. So that's that better experience that you get. And use that same analogy and swap, your Microsoft solution with your SAP solution, and think of the additional user experience that you're giving those users in terms of efficiency. So from a migration perspective, you can certainly lift and shift from SAP Console to ITS Mobile before you go into that Fiori experience, right? And how you do that is you're moving from a telnet screen scrape TE experience to an industrial browser experience. And Zebra provides that solution for you to move to that form factor where you run that industrial browser on your device. If you have a tablet, you can also do that as well too. But what you should be aware of is the options that you have for SAP Console, for ITS Mobile, and Fiori. And I just put it in a good, better, best scenario, because depending on what your strategy is when you're blueprinting and you're trying to decide if you're going directly to S4HANA, then you can't really take SAP Console with you. And that's the first option. If you're going directly to S4HANA and you want to continue to use ITS Mobile, then you cannot use SAP Fiori experience with ITS Mobile. It just will not work. You can use ITS Mobile on Android and on CE within an enterprise browser and continue to use Telnet, but there is no Fiori experience for Windows CE. The best option is directly to the SAP Fiori route, where now you have that full experience with Windows 10 and Android and an industrial browser with ECC6, with S4HANA, and with Fiori as well. So those are some of the options that we can advise you on when you decide to and when you're ready to pull the trigger to start migrating. But migration, OS migration equals modernization, right? So it's not only the OS that needs to be migrated, it's the application on top of that. So I'll pass this back over to Steve. Steve, tell us a little bit about what this means in terms of the application migration and OS migration.
All right, thanks very much, Dean. Well, when you talk about OS migration and modernization, you have to look at it from the corporate IT and business executives' point of view. They're aware of the continuous release cycles of new functionality for purpose-built devices and operating systems accordingly. Those same decision makers sometimes struggle with what is the right move for the enterprise to make. One point is for certain, the OS migration always provides for modernization, feature, and functionality. The bottom line is all organizations should migrate in a fiscally responsible manner in order to take advantage of the enhancements, features, capabilities that it would offer their organization. An example is when you look at the old SAP on WinCE 6.5 versus new SAP, if you will, on Android and Windows 10 OS. What do you get when you migrate? And it's the key areas, the industry-leading user experience that's fast, efficient, and fiscally responsible, an intuitive navigation that's easy to use and requires little or no training, and you get secure enterprise capabilities that includes out-of-box, online, and offline performance that doesn't slow down the user from completing their work. We can help your organization define your next generation mobility solution today with the flexibility to meet your future business and technology requirements. Dean, I'm going to turn it back to you to talk about the migration to Fiori in phases.
Yes, thank you very much, Steve. And what I'll do is I will go ahead and run the demo here. But if you could look at on this screen, you'll see a Zebra device to the right with a green screen, and a Zebra device to the left, and then to the right you'll see a TC8000 with a screen that has tiles on it. So this is really the new UI. This is really your new experience where you're moving from prompted task to more easy navigation, where you have responsive design, gesture support, easy UI, etc.
So you can see, so this is a bundle application that was put together by a channel partner of ours that handles all of warehouse management and also the equivalent inventory management counterparts for those that are not using WM. All right, so what we can do here is actually, I'll demo a goods receipt application. And this application was designed with offline in mind from the ground up, which means you can actually synchronize purchase orders to this device. And this is fairly quick, so you can actually, so this is about 1 year's worth of purchase orders that are now synchronized to this device. So what I'll do, this is designed to be a minimum interaction kind of an app. So you open up the app and then you scan a purchase order number. And that's what I just did. This is in the beep that you heard. And what that does is it automatically then pulls open the line items underneath that purchase order. And what I'll do now is I'll repeatedly scan a barcode for the line item to do a goods receipt for that. So pay attention, this is going to go quick. So you can see that native scanning, let me scan a different one so you can see what happens. So that native scanning integration is just lightning fast, and that of course reduces time, right? So we can say that using a application powered by Neptune on a Zebra device gives you back 25 to 50% in productivity because it's just the increase in efficiency in how you interact with that transaction rather than with an ITS Mobile, right? So it's not just about having a good-looking screen up on there; it's about enabling the warehouse workers to be able to do this quicker. Okay, so now let me show you the same thing on a different device. And the reason I'm doing this is because I can actually show you the offline, because this is hardwired to my computer, right? With the Zebra remote view, if I go on offline, then you don't see my screen, right? So now I'll do the same exact thing, completely disconnected. And you can see how the plugins work, the camera integration, right? So I can go and I can do the same thing. I can scan, and I can scan a different barcode. and the application works the same exact way on a completely different device, a completely different OS, and we're using it in offline mode. And how do we know that even in offline, it's doing fancy logic? So I can actually go in here and I can manually over receive something and force it, and it'll actually yell at me and show me that it's actually validating this logic in offline mode. So even though we're disconnected, we have all the data cached in this device that shows us, hey, you're over receiving on this, right? So this is the key thing. It doesn't care it's offline, it just keeps on going. Okay, so let me show you real quick how we make this magic happen. Our development platform is, like I said, entirely drag and drop. So where typically, if you look at these applications, if I run this equivalent application in a browser, and we look at the backend code on this, you can see that it is not an insignificant amount of code here. This is how this application would have been built if this had been done on SAP's platform, on SAP's Web IDE. In our case, it looks like this. It's drag and drop, and changing or making changes is simple in Neptune, right? If they don't like the color of a button, then they simply click on the button and they make a change. Now it's highlighting the button. If I don't like it saying reject, I can change it over to something entirely different. All right, so let's go and look for this reject, and I can just change this reject to no. We'll activate this. And now the button says no, right? If you had done this in coding, of course, now you're looking for the code and you're changing it, you're manually typing. Binding this to the data is just as quick. Everything is directly connected to the ABAP. And I'll refrain from going into the ABAP and showing you code here because we don't have technical people. But the thing is that building these applications literally is as easy as going to our app store, downloading an application, and then extending it and connecting it to the backend code. And you can debug and download an application in a matter of a couple of workdays, where with SAP now you're talking weeks. So it's easy to prove to the customer that this works, and we have references. I think last week we were on the phone with 2 different customers in the US, and a hopefully future customer of Zebra and Neptune to combine.
Great. Thank you very much. That was Martin Barringer. I'll show you another demonstration as well, too. And this is a goods receipt. And this is from Mygo consultant that actually wrote the good receipt on the Neptune software. So I will pass it over to.
Hello everyone. This video to show the SAP EWM put away process on Neptune software. So this is my EWM system, and I have inbound delivery which is ready for the good receipt and put away. So if you can see the status of good receipt and put away is not started here. So what I have created, I have already created the warehouse order for put away process. So this is my warehouse order number, and it has assigned to the resource. So we can use this warehouse order for RF operation, RF put away operation. So what I will show you now is Zebra device screen. So this is Zebra TC8000 device where we have implemented where we have created one app for warehouse order put away. So this app has created by using a Neptune software. So if I click on this warehouse put away app, it will take me to the warehouse order number first screen. So this is series of screens are the exactly same like a SAP standard EWM RF screen for put away by warehouse order. So I can do the scanning. So this is my warehouse order number. If I will do the scanning, so it picked the 306 warehouse order number. Then if I press, I will show the screen here. So this is it picked the 306. So if I press the next button, it will. If I press the next button here, then it will take us to the next screen. So ZR zone. So ZR zone, we need to scan the ZR zone. So that is a source bin actually. So let me scan the source bin. So yeah, it scanned the source bin. So ZR zone, and there is all. So if you see here, it picked the ZR zone. So, and there is all validation active for that information for source bin. If we will press any wrong information, then it will give the message that source bin is not correct. So exactly similar way like how it is happening in the standard EWM RF. So see, and if you see now we need to put the product number, and this ZR zone field is become non-editable now. So that means it confirm like when that is correct. Now we can give the we can scan the product here. So see, if you see here, scan the product successfully. Okay. So if you move the screen further, so now we can put the quantity. So we can confirm the quantity, and then if you press enter, it will take to the destination information. So here destination information, we need to give the product, we need to confirm the product, quantity, and destination bin. So again, we can scan the product. So if you see product got scanned successfully, we can put the quantity here. So I put the quantity, and here we can put the destination bin. So let's scan the destination bin. So destination bin is confirmed. So now everything is fine. So once we press the save button, it will do the good receipt and put away process. So let me press the save button. So I press the save button there, and it bring me back on the original screen where we can give the next put away warehouse order number for put away process. So to validate this, we can go back to our SAP EWM standard inbound screen, and if we refresh this, so see, if you can see here, good receipts is complete and put away is complete. So it has completed the put away process. And if we refresh this, so it is done. So this warehouse order is completed now. So destination is this. So this is complete. And delivery, if you see the delivery EWM delivery status, it has completed a good receipt and put away successfully. So that's what that's what I wanted to show you. So this app has already deployed on successfully deployed and working fine on the Zebra TC8000 device. So similar way, we can create the app for any process in EWM, which we can use on Zebra device. So that's all from my end. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. All right, thanks, Vinay. So as you can see, there are many other applications that are available that was written by Neptune Software as well too. But I had mentioned earlier when we start that, we found that the technology was ready, mobile was there, cloud was there, the SAP integration was there, certification, as well as the infrastructure. And what we really need is for someone to actually put this together, and that's where Mygo consultant came in, right? We needed the chef in the kitchen, so to speak, because we had all the ingredients, and we needed Mygo to really put these pieces together. So Mauricio, you want to elaborate on the importance of that?
Sure. So I think three things that you can count on getting with Mygo Consulting are going to be expertise, efficiency, and global reach. So with expertise, we already talked about the over 100 applications that we've built. So all of those exist as templates, essentially 85% done with the remaining 15% just being mapping it to specific customer specifications. And so those exist in a host of different modules, whether it's EWM, WM, MM, IM, QM, CRM, etc. Those are already there. In terms of efficiency, that speaks to our track record. Whether a client has a host of customizations already within their SAP landscape, or they just have an aggressive timeline that they're trying to get these done, we've been able to deliver all these applications within the scope and the budget. And then global reach with our follow the sun approach, that means that even if you have offices or operations outside of the US in remote locations, clients are never left in the dark. We're always there to support and deliver. In terms of how we get started, we're always going to need to start with the needs analysis. We're going to need to get in there to determine what are your workflows and business processes. Do we need to fill some gaps in your landscape? Are there bottlenecks in your processes that we need to uncover? Part of that is working very closely with the client. So we need to have strong communication to make sure that we're all on the same page, especially when it comes to scope and timeline. And then on our end, what we're always going to ensure is that you guys are going to receive detailed documentation and training. Although one thing that I will add in terms of the training especially is because Neptune is so intuitive to use, that the training is actually very, very quick. It takes less than a day usually because people already know how to do their job. So it's just a matter of showing them the quick and easy steps to do it in a Neptune app.
Great. Thank you very much, Mauricio. Okay, so you have two options really when we're going mobile, and the first option from a Zebra perspective is that if you're ready to engage now, then we can get you straight to pilot by identifying the services that's needed. Let's say if you're on SAPConsole and you want to engage, then we need to have a discussion on how you can migrate from SAPConsole and where you'd like to go. So the path or the steps are, together we'll identify those service needs. Step 2, we'll submit that service request through the account team, bring the right parties together, and put that SOW together for you, and then have that kickoff meeting and schedule that with the appropriate individuals. That you can work through me, and my email is at the bottom, djackson@zebra.com as well too. So that's your first option if you're ready to engage. But let's say you're in the midst of starting to blueprint this SAP mobility strategy for your corporation. There's some things that we can also do to help you to decide, right? If you're going to be ready 6 to 12 months from now, or if you're going to be ready, within the next 3 months, but you need to do some additional research. Zebra has once per quarter power sessions that we host as it relates to SAP mobility. We bring in the likes of Neptune Software and Mygo to help us put everything together. The syllabus includes apps development, your Cordova library, the Fiori Launchpad, printing and scanning, Java front-end development, and connecting your mobile devices, Zebra mobile devices, back into SAP. So again, if you're interested in the power session, attending the power session, it's a complimentary power session to you. You can schedule that through me, and I can tell you when that's coming up within the quarter. Okay, so if you're ready in the next 6 months, right, it's really the same process, right? You attend the power session, you do some additional research, you look at the various types of Zebra devices, there are different types of form factor, you look at the Neptune environment and how we actually do quick deployments, right? And then we submit those services needs back to our account team. We do the schedule, we do the SOW, we take it to pilot as well. So, and you can schedule that through myself or through the Solution Center as well. So what you get overall, right? You do get, the capabilities of 3 different companies coming together to provide you with excellent service. From an end user perspective, you get, single sign-on, responsive design, gesture support, pop-up action windows, info tile, that overall user experience, right? You create those different types of mobility persona. If you look at the shop floor user that's doing a goods receipt, he may use a different device versus a maintenance person is maintaining a machine, may need a tablet device, right? So we provide you with those different personas as well too. But overall, these transactions are pre-built, right? All the T codes that are available in WM and EWM, most of them are built out by Neptune, by Mygo on top of the Neptune platform. Steve, you want to elaborate on that?
No, I think you hit some of the keys. It's all about the user experience. And it's about the responsive design, the single sign-on, the security, the encryption of the data on the mobile device, being able to create those windows and make it easy to use and secure and very fast and intuitive and easy to roll out. I think that's an excellent opportunity for you to attend the power sessions, talk with all of us, get a better handle on what's going on, and then it gives you a framework in which to go forward as to defining and blueprinting your mobility solution. Thanks, Dean. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Well, I hope this was helpful to everyone. We have our contact information on the screen here. So I'd like to thank everyone for attending. Our joint customer strategy is really plain and simple. We want to be that trusted advisor to our customers through high quality partnership and candor. While we continue to drive, excellent capabilities for our customers, we'd like to invite you to reach out to us and let us start that journey together with you, right? And that's, my closing remark is please reach out to us and we can start there. Steve, you want to?
Thanks, everyone. Thanks very much, Dean. Thanks, everyone, for attending. Looking forward to seeing you at a power session. Mauricio, your thoughts?
No, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. I think this was a good session for all of us.
Great. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Cheers. Goodbye.